It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. We're at Pepsi Center in downtown Denver. Tonight, it's the Denver Nuggets taking on the Washington Wizards. Thomas. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Wall with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Beal. That's off the side of the rim, short. It's Denver's ball. Thomas. Can't get the bounce. To Beal. Bradley Beal. Missed his first. That one goes.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
And Nikola Jokic, he drains it on a nice setup.
I hope everyone here knows the golden rule. Guys, remember, sharing is caring.
Wall into the front court. Down a point. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one. In watching John Wall, for him to be successful, you get the sense that he needs the ball in his hands most times.
He does, Ed. And there's a new age in the NBA. It's called team basketball. You equate a guard's success to how his team does. And when they're all sharing the sugar, it makes the team that much better and more efficient. For a guard who's trying to break into the elite of the elite, he will not do so until he relinquishes some of that control and he gets other players involved.
Pass there, taken away by Denver.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
From the painted area, won't go down. Washington basketball. Nothing going here on that drive. And they call the foul. Careful there, Jay.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles in and out.
It's because he took his eye off his target, Ed. As an offensive player, you have to glare at where the defender's coming to, but quickly redirect yourself to your actual target. He was more consumed with the defender than he was the actual rim.
Oh, they call the foul.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Porter. Wall. His first effort off the mark. Works it up top. Going to launch beyond the arc. And the rebound claimed by Denver. To Jokic. Jay, the Nuggets bring a lot back. They go out and sign a guy like Isaiah Thomas. There's a lot to work with on this roster.
Yeah, and they also got Will Barton, which is huge for them this offseason. That's exactly what Mike Malone is trying to do. He's trying to build the identity of this team. And I've heard coaches talk about this for a long time, Ed. I'd rather have talent and mold that talent than have no talent and have an identity.
Jamal Murray at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. It's Washington with the basketball. Wall gets it in the left corner. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
I'll look out for that same move on the next possession, though.
Murray into the front court. His team up by 1. And buries it. Jay, they'll take that any day.
Man, why do I feel like Canadians are really taking over the NBA? Kitchener's finest, Jamal Murray, is really coming into his own as a player. There was so much confusion his first year. Am I 1? Am I 2? And now I see a kid who is just Jamal Murray. He doesn't care what position he is. But when the ball is in his hands, there's no doubt about it. He is built for the big-time moments. And he's a scorer, an elite scorer that can make everybody else around him better.
Millsap to Jokic for 3. Nikola Jokic. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest.
Wizards have it.
1 minute remaining in the first quarter.
Take stock of the floor. Wall. A pass stolen by the Nuggets. Inside, he scores.
That's a good run right here to end the first quarter to open up that lead. If you're the coach of this team, you have to like the effort your guys are giving.
Into the front court, it's Wall. Down 6. Curling inside. Shot from the lane, won't go.
Woo, I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
To Millsap. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Wizards with the basketball. Lets it fly from long range. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Deep three. And a three-pointer at the buzzer for good measure. What a finish to the opening period. A great stretch here to start the game. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Wall across the timeline, trailing by 11. Down the lane, but the shot won't fall.
And you hate to say this, but this is the reality of the matter. Sometimes it takes guys a little while to warm up into the game. Seems like they finally found their rhythm in the second quarter.
No good. No daylight. Great defense.
You know, as a shooter, you recognize that was good defense, but that's more on you than it is the defense. Challenge yourself to get the ball back and continue to be aggressive.
Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Murray with it. The lead stands at 9. To Beal. Here's a chance from long range. Well defended.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Into the front court comes Wall. He'll run the offense. And the finish at the rim.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
To Wall. From long range. And John Wall, good on the quick release there. If you blink, you may miss the fastest man in the NBA.
Man, John Wall is like a blur. When I see him, it reminds me of players I used to guard in the past. Stephon Marbury, Allen Iverson. He is that fast with or without the basketball.
Wizards at the controls. Wall to Porter.
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Bradley Beal. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
Bradley Beal, a first-time All-Star last year, averaging just under 23 points per game. Glad to know everybody eats.
Jay, 46 wins, not good enough for Denver. Now the Nuggets trying to turn away the sting of losing that play-in game to Minnesota.
Actually, one can make the case that they could have been a playoff team if Paul Millsap didn't miss a huge chunk of the season. But I will say this about the Nuggets. They have the most underrated backcourt in the NBA when you think about Gary Harris and Jamal Murray. Both guards that can do it off the dribble and are both great leaders.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Thomas. It's Beal with the rebound. Wall with it up top. Down 8. To Howard. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Nuggets.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
Yeah, I know Will Barton got some votes for 6th Man of the Year, and he finished 4th in all about him. But last year, his stock was at an all-time high, and he posted career best numbers across the board at 27 years old. It's good to see him play in the NBA the same way he played in the streets of Baltimore growing up.
Thomas into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. To Will Barton. Trying to cash in, and he knocks it down. Jay, nice look right there.
That's dangerous. A little hezzy cross and knockdown. Lots of options going to open up as the game unfolds.
There it is, John Wall. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
John Wall, the new modern-day athlete. He battled the knee injury last season and missed 41 contests after undergoing arthroscopic surgery on that knee, and still one of the fastest guys we have in the league today.
Has a chance. Wide open look, won't go.
You see, Ed, this is where coaches get fired. It's great to have good offensive sets, but if you can't execute, then the play was a failure.
Count the basket inside.
Okay, that time it was effective, but a really good defender will put that in their memory bank.
Thomas. Oh, it took a while, Jay, but he hits his first 3 of the game here tonight.
Yeah, couldn't really get one to fall in the first quarter, but he stayed the course and did a good job of squaring his shoulders to the basket.
To Wall.
Don't take it light on. Go at him. It's nothing. Go at him.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw up and good as he finishes off the 3-point play. The lead is down to 6.
I got ball. That's me.
Thomas to Millsap. Almost. Unlucky bounce. Beal to Wall. Nuggets have it. Thomas with the basketball. His guys should be able to get the final shot. Oh, Millsap. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Hey, switch. I got him.
And they call it.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Isaiah Thomas.
John Wall at the line. First one, count it.
Into the game for Denver, number 15.
And gets both to drop at the line. First half comes to an end. The Nuggets in front. Nikola Jokic, he's never made the playoffs, but upon further review, he is a special center.
Got that 5-year extension for $146 million, and I'm willing to say this. He will be one of the future centers in the game. And for all the fans at home, let me give you my top 5 centers real quick. I'll go with Joel Embiid, number 1, 2, DeMarcus Cousins, 3, Cat, Jokic at 4, and then rounding it all off, Rudy Gobert. Take that home.
That pass stolen by the Wizards.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Count it, and the foul. He is going to the line for a free throw. John Wall at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw is good to cap off the 3-point play. And the lead is down to 3. Nuggets have the possession. To Jokic. Flushes it home.
And I hear people talk about some of the great second-round picks in recent years. You hear names like Draymond Green, Isaiah Thomas, Malcolm Brogdon, and Jokic has to be right there. The 40th overall pick is putting in work like this. That's impressive.
Not done yet. Shot denied by Jokic.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
It's good. That's the shot they wanted him to take.
And the game flow in the second half is completely different than the first. That first half equals out of sight, out of mind. Way to recalibrate in the locker room and find your rhythm back on the court.
Not that time. That ball's out of bounds off one of the Wizards. Substitution being made in this one. Denver's got it. To Jokic. Millsap buries it on the catch and shoot.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop. To Millsap. No good. Defense catching a break there.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Denver ball right now.
You're on the island now.
To Jokic with a drop step. With the basket after a nice drop step.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Great pass to set it up. Finishing inside the paint on that one. What do you see in John Wall's game, Jay, that sets him apart?
That he could probably finish with his left hand better than he could finish with his right. I remember watching him in high school. He was jumping off his right foot and dunking the ball lefty as if it was that easy. He can do it with both hands, which makes him way more efficient around the rim.
To Will Barton. Jokic. Millsap. Oh, Millsap. He's now 4 for 6.
These breakdowns happen because the team lacks communication. You have to point towards your man, keep that butt towards the baseline, and make sure you communicate through every screen.
To Wall. Let the debate begin, Jay. Michael Porter Jr., steal of the draft for Denver.
Well, after all the tests he went through, if Michael Porter Jr. is healthy, then yes, he is the ultimate steal of the NBA draft. Going number 14 was an absolute shock to a lot of us analysts and people around the country. Last year, we were talking about this kid easily, by a wide margin, going with the first pick in the draft. This is a gem for the Denver Nuggets.
Turns and slams it down. Neither side is giving up an inch.
I guarantee you tomorrow on Complex's social feed, that play will have millions of views. And I'm really looking forward to this fourth quarter because the first three have lived up to the billing.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Nuggets have the possession. Surveys the floor. Nothing going here on that drive. Shot clock winding down. Thomas, and he buries it.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Wall, not getting the bounce. Thomas across the timeline. His team on top by 8. Jokic. Add 2 points to the board.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Wall. He took the bait, and he hits. Now a steal by Washington.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Thomas into the front court. His team up by 7. To Jokic. Porter. That pass stolen by the Wizards.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Nuggets with the basketball. To Jokic. No good. Wall into the front court. The margin standing now at 7. To Kelly Oubre. Oh, he had him there for a second. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. That ball's out of bounds off one of the Wizards. Thomas with the basketball. Lead stands at 7. To Jokic. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Not a good shot there as he misses it. Into the front court. It's Wall. He'll run the offense. Ruling is there was intent. It's an intentional foul. Changes coming from both sides right now. Thomas. Off the mark. Wall across the timeline. Right now, down 7. A fundamental shot right there.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
It's Denver's ball. Thomas to Jokic. Shot from the lane won't go.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
And strokes it.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Thomas across the timeline. Up by 3. To Jokic. Fires the 3 and drains it.
And this squad just continues to light it up from long range. One of the things I learned about teams like this, teams that fall in love with a three-point shot, as quickly as they built the lead, is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
Wall. Beyond the arc for 3. He's been waiting a long time for that one to go down.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
From the painted area, won't go down. To Millsap. Washington has the rebound. Wall. Deep left corner. To Beal. 4-3. And Bradley Beal, all muscle memory, puts it to good use there.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Thomas to Jokic. Has a look. Shot by Jokic. Off the iron. No good.
It's so important to instill confidence in your best player. I know he missed a shot earlier, but that doesn't mean that you can't run the same exact play and let him prove he's a player he thinks he is, and we all know he is.
Porter. Oh, had him going there for a second. Pass there, taken away by Denver.
It's time to take advantage of an extra possession.
Jokic. Oh, he's been on target from downtown, Jay. He's 5 of 7 from 3.
Yeah, he's been able to knock down those shots by having great spacing on the floor. His teammates deserve the credit as much as he does.
The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
To Jokic. Fires the three. Off the iron. No good. Into the front court comes Wall. His guys now down by a point. To Thomas. Jokic to Thomas. The shot denied by John Wall.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Wall with it up top. His guys now trailing by a point. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Now a steal by Washington.
Turnovers like that at this point of the game are daggers. You can't afford to have empty possessions in the final 2 minutes.
To Will Barton.
Push it, push it, push it.
Thomas. And that one out of bounds off a nugget.
My fault, my bad.
Washington basketball.
Hey, lock up, lock up.
Send it away.
Did you see how far he got up? He kept going up and up and up. I think he's still going up.
Bradley Beal. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas. Or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
Shifting gears. Here come some substitutions. Going to launch beyond the arc. If he's hitting shots, it could be a long night.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch. But great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Whistle stops play. Timeout for Washington as they dig into their bag of tricks, trying to draw up the game winner.
Section 121 and place your bid. Don't miss your chance at some excellent memorabilia.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
Number 32, Jeff Green.
And a whistle.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Isaiah Thomas. That's his 5th personal foul.
And hits the first free throw. Two for two on that trip.
Easy layup.
The Wizards are the winners as they win a close one by 2. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.